Hello and welcome back to Get Even. This is BioEnchanted, and today we'll be doing the second Robert Ramsey level, Jay's Dying Minutes. So let's load it up, shall we? As we continue the review.
Commencing Savant playback. Bookmark 001, The Death of Jasper Prado. A warning, Dr. Ramsey. This memory is highly fragmented.
Which is precisely why I marked it for review. I want to see what, if anything, Black was hiding.
Your notes on the memory are succinct, Doctor. What exactly happened to Prado?
Yes, what indeed. Thank you for the reminder. Though the question isn't really what happened to Prado, moreover how it happened.
I would also remind you to work quickly, Dr. Ramsey. I will keep the memory stable for as long as the Savant encryption allows.
Black! For God's sake, hurry! I'm trapped. You can stop this.
I was here to stop Jasper getting killed. I'm sure. To stop Jasper getting killed. To stop Jasper getting killed. To stop Jasper getting killed.
So we're in.
Okay, I'm in. Time to work through, find Jasper, and get a true sense of events.
Yeah, that's where you learn that if you get spotted, enemies will just keep respawning when you're red, until they're, until a set number are reached. At which point they'll finally stop. But the main trick with red is just find the next engram and just try and scan it as fast as possible, because even if things are seeing you and shooting at you, if you get at least halfway through an engram, you're generally likely to be able to get the rest of the way through, even with people firing at you, because often they're just not very good aims. But anything else, it's pretty much just a matter of trying and be as subtle as possible, and if you get caught, so just try and make it to the engram quickly, before you get overwhelmed. But this is the first of the memories. It's a complete mess, so let's find out what actually happened here, shall we?
That? Did you let him in?
Cole Black. You don't want to mess with that guy, mate. Trust me.
Yeah, but has he got clearance?
You can ask him if you want, mate. I'm leaving him well alone.
I also quite like that due to the warping ability Red has, the rebels are kind of built around that. For example, instead of breaking down walls like Black, you just go around them with these warps. That's a neat little bit of design there. It does a good job showing that while Cole has to kind of cheat to manipulate his environment due to being just a regular person in this simulation, Red actually has admin privileges, so he can do cheekier things like wall hacking and things like that. And of course taking over other enemies too. I mean, it's only limited admin privileges. I mean, he can't exactly go full on driving San Francisco on them, but he's still, while he feels weaker as a person to control when fighting, because of course he doesn't really have as much he can do as Black does, he's more versatile when it comes to movement. So that's kind of the trick with Black, is to try and just keep moving, as opposed to try to be stealthy. So if you can keep moving, generally you can keep enemies from getting too much of a bead on you. And you can get to the engram, which will despawn them all, which works about the same way as Black's checkpoints. When an engram gets a certain amount through, all the enemies despawn, so that you don't get shot at while you're listening to the cutscenes. And of course this level actually flows differently. This time we have to go this way instead of around the left, because this is where the engram is. Which is interesting, because it's a part of the level you wouldn't really need to go to as Black. So there's a neat bit of design that to make you see other parts of the level as its layout goes. As you can see here, I just need to clear this guy out, and then I can safely move to the engram and just try and trigger it before I die. I'm being shot, but luckily these guys are terrible aims.
For God's sake, hurry! I'm trapped. You can stop this.
Jasper, you brought this on yourself. I warned you so many times. I've got too much to lose here.
Black, for fuck's sake, listen to me.
Curiouser and curiouser, Mr. Black.
I quite like the music though as well. It's very different music as red than as black, and I quite like that. It helps them feel like different levels entirely.
I'm here now. Just keep him there. Don't worry, I just need to talk to him, that's all. Whatever you do, don't listen to him. He can be one slippery bastard.
So it looks like you did see Prado before he died. I wonder...
This room's full of guys, we have to be very careful here. Of course it was as black too, but again, as red, we can't really as easily see their positions. We can just wall hack to see where they are, so... unfortunately, while black can see vision cones and avoid them, red just needs to wing it and just hope. Get rid of that guy, but also in turn get seen by this guy, and it's just becoming a bit of a mess. Let's just move, shall we? Yeah, as you can see, again, red has a much harder time with stealth than black does. Red has a slightly tricky time in general, but we can also do that, which is quite fun. Danger of doing that though is it takes up pretty much half of your bar, so you can easily end up in a very bad position there if you end up with a low bar while possessing someone, because all of a sudden you have no bar to go with, you have no maneuverability, and you're just dead. But luckily we're here, so we're relatively safe now.
Mate, thank you. I don't know who you are, but I owe you my life.
Why were you here? Why did they lock you up?
I work for Roger Howard. Freelance security. Everything went crazy. A call was made and some of the men took Jasper. I don't know why. They threw me in here for trying to stop it.
Where is Jasper?
Just up ahead. I heard him shouting.
Good, and he's still alive.
I think it's actually a slightly different cutscene than I normally get because I actually did rescue him this time.
Black?
But I can't really remember what the original cutscene was like, so I can't remember if that is the case or whether I'm just misremembering that part. But of course, because it's Ramsey, things can't be that simple, can they?
For God's sake, hurry! I'm trapped. You can stop this.
I was here to stop Jasper getting killed. I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
And Jasper's really just tempting fate with that hoodie. So, here is a bit of an interesting puzzle. Fairly easy, although some aspects of it can throw you off a little bit, if you misremember certain things.
Take a look at yourself, would you? What the fuck are you doing?
Shut up.
Jesus. How's it come to this, pal? We go back, you and me. We're friends.
I said shut up.
Make you feel important, does it? Tying an old buddy up like this. Holding him at gunpoint. You said we'd be in this together, me and you. You said it'd be just like old times.
And you said you'd do as you were told.
Well, this part's fairly obvious, but again, there are aspects that can be a little trickier. This is the main puzzle right in the middle, but we won't be doing that quite yet, because we still have some extra stuff we can check out. If we go to this door, and of course over here we have a little redo of certain evidence pieces, like the Jacob Singer incident report. But if you go to this doorway here, and then out through this one, we end up on the other side of the warehouse where it kind of mirrors itself. And there is a reason to be here. A small one. It's not really necessary at all to actually beat the level if you know how to solve the puzzle. But it gives you another perspective of the puzzle. And it also gives you this cutscene here. You otherwise wouldn't see.
I'm not seriously thinking about pulling that trigger. Fuck me, mate. This is all a bit drastic. Let's just talk about this.
You crossed the line, friend.
You do this, you're gonna ruin everything. Wheels are in motion. Everything changes if you try and stop this.
I'm going to give it one more go around because I couldn't recall at the time if there was another cutscene or not. So I figured I'd go until I exhausted all the cutscenes because I quite like those little moments. But I believe we've actually seen them all, so I just need to make one more circuit and then actually solve the puzzle. Yeah, I'm just looking for the next gap in the wall, and yeah, it's the gaps are pretty much empty now, apart from the puzzle gaps. So let's go do that, shall we? The way this puzzle works is, of course, we have to assemble the crime scene. We already know that Jasper was murdered. It's all a matter of how was he standing and where did the bullet go through. We already know who was stood up. And we already know who it was that did it, so we know which gun it must have been, his signature weapon. And of course, the criminal was the only person it could possibly have been.
Okay, let's reconstruct this mess. Hope, do we have sufficient data?
Yes, Dr. Ramsey.
Run simulation.
I always liked you, Jasper.
Listen to me. Just put the gun down, okay? You do this, and everything changes. Just put the gun...
What's happened now, Hope?
Memory corrupted, Dr. Ramsey. A byproduct of the reconstruction.
Is the memory fighting to protect itself?
Possibly. Or the result of exploring an amnesic memory. This is untested ground, Doctor. Neutralize the threat, and I can pull you out.
Of course, the threat's right there in the middle podium, so let's move really quick, because he'll be shooting at us constantly. Whenever we take a new body, he'll turn to try and face that body. So we need to keep moving. Of course, here we're relatively safe. But actually, no, we saw bullets coming from behind us there. That was pretty. But yeah, they're constantly turning, constantly shooting. So we need to keep moving. Find the next body, jump into it, and just move. Don't let them get a bead on us or anything like that. Just go, go, go.
Just put the gun...
This is a neat little set piece. Makes good use of the whole warping thing, and I quite like that. That's a neat little moment. It's a simple set piece, but it's an interesting, clever use of the warping mechanic. Or simulation, rather.
Black told me he was there to save Jasper. Hope, was this memory deliberately corrupted?
Insufficient data to draw a reliable conclusion, Dr. Ramsey.
Huh. Killed him. And all we have to go on is that Jasper wasn't doing as he was told, and that he crossed a line. Make a note of that, Hope.
Note recorded.
Okay. Let's load up the second bookmark.
The next memory is a complete clusterfuck, so we'll see that next time. As we explore the graveyard with Rose Atkins. And we'll see what really happened there. Goodbye.